Hello everyone, my name is Paul. I work for a company called Micrographics in Cape Town, South Africa, and we are an Autodesk partner. In today's blog, I'd like to have a quick look at Revit 2026 and some of the advancements that have come along in Toposolids, or topographies, or topologies, as some people refer to that within Revit. I know it's quite a touchy subject for some of us that have been working on projects since they've done some changes in 2022. However, in 2026 there have been some very good advancements, and I think we're all very happy that Revit has continued improving and developing the ability of the software. Firstly, please note that in the Revit help you can come and have a look at the new features. You'll have it listed under what's new in Revit 2026, under the architectural features, Toposolid advancements, and you can read about that here. Specifically, when you are interested in the accuracy at which your project is generating the topographies, you want to have a look at the points threshold setting. Unfortunately, that is still something that you have to set within the INI file, and you will first have to locate that. It could be in one of two places. The first place is if you haven't run it before, but if you have run it, then you'll find it under your roaming folder. Alright, so that will be within your C drive. It's in your users, in whichever user you are referring to. Then it's an app data. Please note, app data is a hidden file and folder. You must make sure that you show hidden files and folders within Windows, and within app data we will then look at roaming, at Autodesk, scroll down until we get Revit. This is of course Revit 2026, and there is the INI file, and you can then open that file with Notepad. Having opened that in Notepad, you will then go and search for the keyword that we found from the help file, and that is sorry, let me just go back one. Link Toposolid max point threshold. Now you can have the setting anything from 10,000 to 50,000. Default is 20,000, but of course we would like that to be maximum. Right, so you can see my Revit has been set to 50,000. Obviously I want to have a maximum number of points generating my topography, and so I set that to 50,000. Having done that, you'll just start Revit up again, and then we'll be ready to go. In this case, what I have here, just to give you a quick look, is that we've got a shared topography that I've shared from Civil 3D. We at Micrographics, we know how to set that up for projects, so that Civil 3D in the Southern Hemisphere here, where our coordinate systems are a bit strange. For those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, should you watch this video, it won't play much of a role for you, but in the Southern Hemisphere here in South Africa, our coordinate systems are a bit tricky to work with. And there you can see that we've got this Civil 3D surface. It's not perfect, but you can see that we've got a curb running over there, and we've got a road that's slanting, sloping, draining as we've designed it, as well as some other topography which isn't super accurate, but definitely we can see the accuracy coming through on the roads. So that is somewhere the surface that's being managed by the civil engineer in principle, at least. And then we've got this file over here that is also it's basically the same surface, or part of that surface, that was extracted in Civil 3D, and we have just put the contours very, very close together, resulting in a file that in principle at least should give me a very accurate surface. You can see that that curb is still very, very neatly defined even though it isn't a solid as within, or a surface as within the Civil 3D surface export. So I had high hopes for this file, and then let's see the result in Revit. I've got two worksets over here. It's a Revit central file, and within these worksets they're called the same as those files. Both of them are closed at the moment. Let's have a look at the shared file. We'll open that shared topography. I shared it in before this by shared coordinates, and we'll be able to see the result shortly. Or have I unloaded it? I think I might have unloaded it. Let's quickly bring that in here from the insert tab. There's link topography. And no, there it is. Alright, so I've just checked the topography. It is coming in correctly. There we can see it is there. So that's good. And here we can then see the result of that topography coming in. It's quite neat. Let's go and put our center here on the curb somewhere. Orbit around a bit. Zoom in over here somewhere. And let's have a look. Alright, so it's pretty accurate. Let's put our center there in orbit rather. It's pretty accurate. It's really not bad in terms of quality, and a much better solution, I think, what we had before. Some of the disadvantages over here, if we try to paint some of these surfaces, we'll see. Let's see if we can go with concrete. Alright, so it's the concrete over there just for the heck of it. We can't paint any of these surfaces over there. And also, if we select that link topography, there's no subcommands or subdivisions that we can achieve over there. So it's a very static item, and it doesn't show up in any sort of material way for us to visualize that. It is just the topography, so it's not that useful. And also, in addition to that, we are unable to create a if we look at the massing and site and we try and create a graded region exactly like the one that's there, we'll find that we can't select it. So we can't do anything with this surface, but it is still very, very accurate. Alright, so let's consider the other surface. Right, so we've got that super accurate CAD drawing being brought in with the contours that were generated close to each other, but you can see how the software has difficulty interpreting it. And indeed, when we generate the Toposolid from import and we select for by CAD and we start generating that surface, now it's a lot more accurate than before, or earlier versions rather, but it's still not nearly as accurate as what it used, or than what it is with the linked topography from Civil 3D. Alright, so in conclusion, and if you'll pardon the phrase, we just started scratching the surface. Try Revit 2026 for yourself, maybe take a sample project and see if you get better results than you did in 2025. And until next time, enjoy Revit.